Hi, I'm Eric Hawkins, and this is Riley, one of our engineers, and this is the New and Blue Show, Episode 2. So as we head into spring 2019, we're going to show you some new product, and we're going to talk about a few other things, our repair help, we're going to talk about our community grant winners, and we're going to show you how one of these new products is made. First of all, this is Riley. He's been with us for 3 years.
3 years, yep.
And Riley, you're a bike rider. What kind of bike you ride?
Mostly mountain bikes around here in the Twin Cities area and up north Minnesota too, mostly.
And with all this snow on the ground, you're a fat bike rider as well?
Absolutely. You got to get outside at some point.
Right, just to clear the lungs a little bit. So let's jump right into new product. One of the new products that we have looks just like the last version of the product, and that's a CT3.3. Tell us what's different about it and what it works on.
So CT3.3, this is going to work on 5-speed all the way to 12-speed, but most importantly, it's SRAM's new Access 12-speed road. And that's an interesting looking chain. You can see the flat top here. So we've updated our shelf to work with that chain. It's going to work very nicely to be able to break chain with that.
And it still works on all the old ones? The CT3.2 worked on everything through the current 12-speed at the time, and now we're presented with a new shape, so we had to redesign that shelf in order to fit that chain.
Yep.
Along with that, go 2 new chain whips, actually our chain pliers, CP1.2, and that is our best-selling chain whip, the SR12.2 now, and they are updated with a new chain, a little bit narrower. It will fit all 12-speed now, and it'll go all the way down to 5-speed as well. So those are updated, again, to fit new drivetrains. So let's head over here. The SWR8, which is our ratchet wrench. It's a pretty standard ratchet wrench. This one says Park Tool on it. This is the SWB15, which is a 15-inch breaker bar. If you've got something that's stuck, bottom bracket cup or an axle nut or whatever, pivoting, 3/8 drive head, a nice knurled handle, just extra strength to get those fasteners loosened. This is a very interesting looking tool. Riley, you had a lot to do with this. Tell us about the HBT1.
So our HBT1, very exciting new product for us. If you do a lot of hydraulic brake maintenance, this is really going to lend itself to saving time. This is going to be able to cut your hydraulic line and press in style hose barbs. The cutter is right back here, and then this is how you would insert your brake line, right through the clamp, tighten down your knob, and with the pin you can push in your hose barb. Very simple. This is going to be able to work on the bike or on the bench, and it should save you a lot of time.
Right. So there's a blade in here, that's replaceable, and the tip that your barb fits on, that also is replaceable, as are all the parts on almost everything we make. But this is going to save a lot of time and a lot of hassle, because you used to have to do 2 different procedures, the HBT1. So now we're going to talk about this big stand. This is the TS-4.2. We made a TS-4 for about 3 years, and we made that because the tires, mostly on fat bikes, got wider and wider and wider. So we were getting up to a 5.05, I think is the biggest one that was out there. Actually wider than 5 inches at the knobs. So we've made this stand bigger again to fit everything that's currently on the market, plus what we don't know as of right now. There's a few new features on this as well. Riley, tell us about a few of those.
Sure. One of the things I'm most excited about is the speed knob on the
right here,
left there. Yep. So if you're working on maybe a road front, you need to work on a rear hub of the fat bike. You can be able to go between those 2 sizes really quickly. That's going to save you some serious time.
Right. The calipers are bigger?
Absolutely. You fit around those big tires. As they get bigger, maybe you don't want to take that tire off when you're working on it. Keep it on. Bigger fingers, get around that tire.
Right. This stand is tall enough. You can leave the tire on. You can leave the rotor on. It's got built-in through axle adapters that are slightly different than the last stand. This stand also will calibrate a little bit easier than the TS-4. and we believe is a little bit more accurate. But it is a big stand. It'll fit everything, goes all the way down to road front, if you will, and it'll fit all the way up to
over
250 millimeters.
Yep.
Right, which they don't even make.
No.
Right, so we're ahead. There's also two more products that we're going to show you. These are two of the best-selling items in our line, or they have been, the PCS-9 and the PCS-10. The new versions are PCS 9.2 and 10.2, home mechanic repair stands. So these are our brand new home mechanic repair stands, PCS 9.2, PCS 10.2. Built for the home mechanic. They fold, they hold a bike up to 80 pounds. They rotate 360 degrees. We've made a PCS-9 and a PCS-10 for over 10 years. This is the first time we redesigned them from the bottom up. Riley was involved heavily with the design, the engineering, the manufacture of these. So Riley, tell us about these stands and how they're different than the previous versions.
For sure. So completely redesigned from the bottom up, and the biggest thing is going to be how it folds. Before, the legs folded down and you brought the yoke up. These, the yoke moves up and the legs fold up with it in unison, and it's much faster, it's much cleaner, and much smoother.
Right. So tell us about the tubing, because that's different.
So the tubing, still powder coated blue, but the tubing shape is a little bit different. It's a teardrop shape, and that's going to resist any twisting when you've got a heavy bike in there. So when the collar is tightened down, there's going to be no twisting of the stand.
Right, and we want that clamp to be right in the center of the legs when you hang that weight over them.
Correct. Yep.
Be much more stable that way.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got two different stands here, PCS 9.2, PCS 10.2. Tell me about the differences.
Sure, right off the bat, so the 9.2's got adjustable knobs, and the 10.2 is going to have quick releases, okay? And that's just going to be a quicker actuation when you're moving the stand around, folding it up, or moving the tray.
Right, this one for the height adjustment, for the yoke to raise the legs, etc.
Yep. The 10.2 also has a tray. This is really nice. You're going to be able to throw your tools in here, small parts, etc. And again, that's going to move up and down on the stand. The 10.2 also has the micro adjust clamp, which is a really nice feature. Opens up large, and then you can actuate it, and there's your micro adjustment.
Gives you a really nice control on how tight you're clamping the tube.
Where the 9.2 is just a single swing knob.
Just a manual adjustment.
Sure. And lastly, you have your saddle pad. So if you have your bike and you want to throw it in the stand real quick, you're not going to mar up the paint, you're not going to mar up your seat.
So then we have the leg system. They look different. Tell me, what's the difference in the leg systems?
So the 9.2 has a stamped leg system, and the 10.2 has a formed leg system. Both are very strong, and the 10.2 is just going to be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, so those are basically what hold it all upright and make the legs go up and down. Right, yep. So a stouter strut system to basically take a little bit of the wiggle out of the stand and be a little bit stronger.
Yep.
All right, those look great. So there you have it, PCS 9.2 and 10.2 home mechanic repair stands. So we talked about new product. Now we want to talk about the HPT and how it's made. We make this almost completely in-house in our factories in St. Paul, Minnesota. So Riley, why don't you tell us how this is made and take us through the process?
The body of the HBT1 starts as a large plate of aluminum. That plate gets sent into a CNC mill, which will cut out the individual bodies as well as drill out the holes for the handles and blade. The bodies have an asymmetrical design, so halfway through the process they are flipped for more machining on the other side. Then the bodies are deburred and installed into another machining fixture. A second CNC mill drills the holes that will be used for the Barb pushpin. All in all, it takes over 21,000 lines of code for the CNC machines to create the final product. The bodies are now completely machined and they're sent off-site to be tumbled and anodized. When they get back, they're laser etched with the tool name and Park Tool logo. Now all that's left is assembly. Each HPT1 is individually hand assembled and quality checked before being packaged and shipped out for distribution.
That's pretty cool. There's a lot of fluid going on there.
Yes, there is.
So now, a word from our sponsor.
Working on your bike doesn't have to be intimidating. Park Tool, the leading name in bike repair for over 50 years, has over 200 videos and articles to help you with everything from a flat tire to a full shifting overhaul. With clear, detailed tutorials from knowledgeable mechanics with a lifetime of experience and a knack for teaching. Using relevant examples, helpful illustrations, and step-by-step instructions, we'll provide you with the information you need to tackle any problem you may have. Learn more at parktool.com or the Park Tool YouTube channel.
And we're back. So you saw a little insight into our repair help, and we actually just released a new segment of repair help videos on bars and stems. And you can find all those videos, repair help, product videos, storytelling, on youtube.com/parktool. Now I want to talk to you about our community grant program. We get probably close to 1,000 requests a year to supply tools to very worthy causes, charity organizations, youth workshops, lots and lots of different ways that people serve the community, and we want to be a part of that. We can't do them all, but every year we pick 10 to 12 of our favorites and very well qualified charities that we give 2 repair stands and a full-on PK3 toolkit, and we award these to these groups because they need tools to work on bikes, and a lot of them are for kids, but there's for a lot of different great causes. This year we've chosen our 10 winners. You can find those in the news section of our website, and we will also be announcing those on our social media platforms. But this year, we have a new thing, and it's called the President's Choice Award. And since I'm the president, I've chosen my favorite charity to give this to, and that is, I don't really need these are just for looks, Norte Youth Cycling in Traverse City, Michigan. And the reason I chose them is they are integrated into their city. They've got education programs, summer camps. They got teaching kids how to wrench on bikes. They have a mountain bike team. But it's not only about kids. They're about their whole community of Traverse City, Michigan. And it was very impressive. So that's Norte Youth Cycling, our President's Choice Award winner for 2019. So let's talk about social media. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. Our Instagram is @ParkToolBlue, and we encourage you to post your workshop tools. Show us your tool wall, show us your workshop. Post those with the hashtag #UltimateBlueToolWall, and we might feature you. We might repost it. We love to see everybody's workshops, love to see the blue in there. Hashtag #UltimateBlueToolWall. So that wraps up episode 2 of the New in Blue Show. We are going to come back when we have a collection of new tools or we have things to talk about. We've got a lot of new tools in the works right now, so very exciting things that'll come to you in the next few months. Until then, thanks for watching and thanks for being a fan of Park Tool.